Black Clover Chapter 262, the official release is finally out, and as you guys already know, I didn't get a chance to review the unofficials on Friday like I usually do, but if you guys follow me on Twitter or seen my community posts, I have been a busy man over the weekend. But for those of you who have waited for me to drop this breakdown video for the latest chapter, I appreciate the wait. But with all that being said, I have a lot to say about this current chapter because the theme of it has some comedy, but also some very serious moments for certain characters, so let's talk about it. So for starters, we get the reveal of Knox Devil's name, which is Gimodelo or Gimodelo. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name as well, but on an unofficial release, his name was Gimodelo. So everybody that reviewed the unofficials got his name wrong as well, so don't judge me. No one got his name right so far, all right? But he then starts speaking. He says, "Hey, Knox, what's up with this shorty?" But Knox tells him that, unfortunately, Gimodelo, you're much shorter than he is. But Gimodelo says, well, just give me a break. This isn't even my real form. So this lets us know that this isn't the true body of Knox Devil. He's very similar to like a spirit of that of Zagreus when Zagreus was floating around, but he didn't have a body. But the difference here is that Zagreus didn't have a partner, while Gimodelo, he has a partner who is possessed by his power, which is why probably Gimodelo has a more advanced form than Zagreus. He has horns and a tail, while Zagreus just a floating devil without a form, just a floating blob. So hopefully we get more information on Knox Devil because it is very interesting and unique how the relationship with Knox and his devil is and how everything transpired on him receiving a devil. Asta is still confused on how Knox is even a black bull, and he tells Asta that it's just something Yami just arbitrarily decided, which sounds very much like Yami. Yami just picked people on his team just random, and not only that, he really doesn't give them a choice. Just like he just throw a black bull robe at Zora and it's something like, hey, you are part of the squad, even though Zora didn't want to be in the squad. He threw a black bull robe at Ghosh. He told Asta that you couldn't say no, you have no choice to refuse. So Knox probably fell in this situation as well, and I'm pretty sure Knox didn't even participate in a magic entry exam for Yami to pick him, because Yami, a lot of people that's on a Black Bull squad didn't participate upon joining, so Yami's probably breaking the rules as a captain, but you know, it's Yami, he does what he wants. Knox tells Asta that if the rest of you don't know, it's no wonder, I only ever been to the hideout once. Asta asks why, and Knox gives him the most silliest answer, and he says because he hates Yami. Even though he probably just tolerates him but just doesn't like him at all. But the interesting thing here is that he says we still have time until Yami dies, because I've been undercover in the Spade Kingdom this entire time. So Knox knows something that nobody knows, and that is because when he was in the Spade Kingdom, we did see him in Dante's room, and he's seen the Tree of Cliftoff book, and maybe there has to be some sort of condition for the Dark Triad for them to meet before they start this whole Tree of Death, this Tree of Cliftoff. Even though they have Yami and William, they can't start it right away, so maybe it has to be on a certain day, and if it is, that means that this gives characters time to train, become stronger, so by the time they go back to the Spade Kingdom to save Laura Pachika, William, and Yami, they will be strong enough to hold their own. But of course, teamwork would be a huge part of this. This also gives time for Asta to have more control and have better precise and precision with his devil powers, and also understand the true meaning of his devil arm that Knox seemed to know about. Because Asta states, as I am right now, you are the only person that I can turn to, so please teach me how to use the devil's power. And Knox says, you're honest, that's good, I like that about people, and that's probably what makes him like Yami a little bit, even though you can hate someone but you can like certain things about a certain person, which in this case, that is how Knox feels about Yami, because Yami is very honest within himself, but you know, he can be a little stubborn to certain people. But Asta, he's such in a rush, he wants to train right then and there, but Knox tells him that you have to rest first, and it's somewhere I have to take you tomorrow. We then fast forward to the captain's meeting, and they now all included the reports of what happened in the Black Bulls. They know that Yami and William are captured, and they talking about the connection and how those two are the requirement to create the Tree of Cliftoff, and also what happened in the Golden Dawn. And then you just see the most saddest and most depressing face we ever seen from Yuno ever. I think this was probably the most powerful panel we had in this chapter, because you see all the emotions that is running through his head, you know, just by that face alone. This man just tastes death from Xenon. He seems all of his squad pretty much die, and if it wasn't for William, everyone in that squad, including Yuno, would have died, but he saved 50% of them. So this depression and anxiety that Yuno has, and also after hearing what just happened to the Black Bulls, hearing that your brother, your best friend Asta, had to go through a similar situation, but not as bad as Yuno though, it's still sad, and probably it made him even more depressed even after hearing this. And you see Julius' face, he looks depressed as well. We see how Julius is very close with Yami and William. They were all in the same squad at one point. And Julius was like a mentor to both of these guys, so it has to be hard just hearing this, especially from Julius' case, and he can't even do a single thing because he's a kid and all his power is gone. We then see this funny moment from Charlotte after hearing the news about Yami and William. She goes on to say, Magic Brigade captains, both of them, and yet pathetic men. But in her head, she is freaking out, and immediately she starts thinking about Yami. She's like, oh no, it can't be. Yami? Is he alright? Is he alive? I didn't even manage to tell him I love him yet. And I just thought it was hilarious because out of this whole sequence, not once she showed any concern for William. Like, she said, forget that guy. All I care about is Yami. Like, Charlotte, William also got captured. He's on the brink of death as well. Like, show some love for your comrades. William deserved more love, okay? Like, I get it. I get the things he did, and I'll say that for a whole different video, but man, Charlotte just did him dirty. Yuno then goes on to say that we fought with everything we had. At the very least, the Dark Triad members are more powerful than a captain. Not only that, he wasn't even serious. Which is very scary to think about in Yuno's perspective, especially in Xenon's case, because Xenon, we only see him go 55%. We didn't see him fight William, so we don't know what percent he used or if he used any at all, but regardless of the fact, once these guys reach 100, it's game over. Then we see Jack started talking crazy to Yuno. He tells him that sure you wasn't freaked out and overestimated him. Mr. I was close to getting slaughtered, Golden Dawn's vice captain, and Yuno, he has this look where he's ready to fight because Jack is antagonizing Yuno, but Fuegoleon tells him to stop, that's enough. They may be on the verge of linking this world and the underworld as we speak. And Kaiser agrees. He says that we don't know the shape that Yami and William are currently in. And Rill, his immaturity and age really showed right here in this captain's meeting. He says, what if they're dead already? And Charlotte gives him the death stare, saying, keep your frivolous guesses to yourself. She was ready to off that dude right then and there. But you see Jack, he's annoyed and he's walking away, but Nozell, he tells him, you better not be planning to attack the Spade Kingdom by yourself. And Jack said, if I was gonna, it got nothing to do with you people. And we know that Nozel, he sees this frustration on Jack, just like how he was in that same position because he wanted revenge during the Elf arc of what the Eye of the Midnight Sun did to Fuegoleon. So he sees himself in Jack because Jack is really close to Yami. That's why Nozel states that you're not the only one who wants to kill those fools with your own hand. So we know that deep down, Jack, even though he's acting like he doesn't care about this meeting, he cares more than anyone. And so does Charlotte because these two are very close to Yami. And I like this aspect about the chapter because it shows you how serious Jack is going to be in this arc, and I believe Tabata is going to focus on him heavily in this arc. And then we see the vice captain of the Black Bulls show up with Asta, and he says that he hates when people can't hold meetings properly. I don't suppose you can be quiet for a while, captains. So that was the end of the chapter, and I think this will lead into a huge impact to the Clover Kingdom and to this captain's meeting entirely for next chapter, now that Knox is there and he's going to let people know that Yami and William, they're not dead yet, and there is a condition that the Dark Triad members have to meet, so we got time until we go there and invade and capture them back. So rating of the chapter, 8 out of 10. I'm very excited for next chapter, and if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe for more content like this with notification bells on. Have an awesome life, take care of yourself, and I'm out.